How to connect brother devices to Enterprise 802.1x networks using the EAP-TLS security protocol. This video assumes that you already have a Radius server in place, as well as a fully configured EAP-TLS network policy. If you don't, and would like to see how I set up my network environment in order to create this video, I created a suite of resources that you can find in the description, where I explain the setup process using Windows Server and a Netgear Enterprise access point. So what will I be showing you in this video? To begin with, in order to connect my brother device to my EAP-TLS secured network, I will need to upload a Radius security certificate to it. I will be uploading the certificate I created in the last video. A link to it is on the screen if you would like to go back and watch it. Once I have done this, I can then proceed to configuring the required EAP-TLS settings. I will be showing you how to do this using a wireless network. The process for connecting to a wired network is very similar, and I will point out the differences. I will then conclude this video by showing you how to configure Zero Trust. This means getting the brother device to require the Radius server to authenticate itself as well. Within this video, in order to apply the required configurations, I'm going to connect my brother device to my network using a physical network cable through an unprotected port. By unprotected, I mean a port that is not currently being managed by 802.1x. So now I will get started by opening a web browser and typing the IP address of my brother device in order to access its internal web server. Since I am not connecting right now through HTTPS, I need to click the Open Secure Login button, which will display this security warning message. To move forward, I need to click the Advanced button. Please note, this button might look different in your web browser. This will reveal another button or link that I need to click in order to continue, despite the surrounding warning message encouraging me not to continue. Clicking it to access a brother machine is safe. Doing this will send me back to my brother device's internal admin page, where I now need to type in its admin password and click the Login button. From here, I now need to click the Network tab, followed by the Security sub-tab. From here, I need to click the Certificate option and click the Import Certificate and Private Key option. From here, I will click the Choose File button and select the Radius certificate I created in the last video. I now need to type the required password in order to upload the certificate. I assigned the certificate this password in the last video during its export process. To upload, I now need to click the Submit button, where the certificate will finally upload and be shown in my brother device's certificate store, as shown here. Let's now move on to configuring the required EAP-TLS settings, which again I will do from the brother device's internal web server, by clicking the Network tab, followed by the Wireless sub-tab, and then the Wireless Enterprise option. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to connect my brother device to my 802.1x EAP-TLS protected network through the wireless interface. If you are setting up EAP-TLS on a wired connection, simply go through the Wired tab instead. The rest of the instructions will be similar, however I will point out the differences. To find the required wireless access point, I need to click the Browse button. Of course, this step is not required for wired connections. From here, I need to select the correct network name, which in my example is called Enterprise. To confirm, I'm going to click the Submit button, where I now need to select the EAP-TLS authentication type. If you are connecting to a wired EAP-TLS network, this is where you will begin. Next, I'm going to select the encryption mode of TKIP plus AES. Please note, however, that this step is not required for wired connections. I can find this information from my Wireless Access Point's internal web server within its Enterprise Settings admin page. I now need to type the required 802.1x radius username. For wired connections, the rest of this setup is the same. In this example, the username is from the Windows Active Directory. Next, I'm going to select the radius certificate I uploaded in the last section of this video. Right now, I won't enable the server certificate verification option. I will do, however, in the next part of this video in order to demonstrate Zero Trust. To save these settings, I need to click the Submit button. Since my wireless interface is disabled, I will click the Yes button to enable it, and then we'll unplug the wired network cable. If you are following this video to connect your brother device to a secure wired port, then you can now connect it to one. Eventually, the brother device will restart and print either a connection successful or connection unsuccessful message. I'm also going to show you how you can find the connection status information from the Windows Event Viewer. This is useful if you are not physically next to the brother machine. To do this, I need to expand the Custom Views option, as well as the Server Roles option. From here, I will click the Network Policy and Access Services option, where I can view the status of each connection request. In the configuration I made so far, my brother device only required a username and security certificate to authenticate itself to the network. However, the network did not need to authenticate itself. In other words, the brother device just trusted it. In this section, I'm going to show you how to get the brother device to also challenge the identity of the server by uploading another security certificate to it, which I will do from the brother device's internal web server. To get started, I need to click the Network tab, followed by the Security sub-tab. From here, I'm going to click the CA Certificate option, where I will click the Import CA Certificate button, followed by the Choose File button, where I need to select the required security certificate. In this example, I'm using an internal CA certificate. To save it, I need to click the Submit button, which will eventually send me back to this screen where I can confirm that it has been uploaded. I now need to go back to the Wireless Enterprise section. Of course, if you are using a secured wired connection, you would go to the Wired Enterprise section instead. From here, I need to select the CA Cert option from the Server Verification option. This will ensure that the security certificate being sent to the brother device to encrypt the connection is verified before it is trusted. For extra security, I can also select the CA certificate plus server ID option, and then type the required server ID in here. In this example, it is the common name of the CA certificate. From here, I will now click the Submit button in order to make the connection, which will send me to this screen. I don't have any cables connected to it now, so can ignore it. And that is it. I would now like to summarize. In order to connect a brother device to an EAP-TLS secured network, I showed you how I uploaded a Radius security certificate to it. I used the same certificate that I created in my last video. I then moved on to connecting my brother device to my EAP-TLS protected network. I then concluded this video by showing you how I made my brother device challenge the authenticity of the Radius server through CA verification. This is also known as Zero Trust, as the brother device and Radius server now won't trust each other without successful authentication by either side. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful.